You're scrolling through social media, and everyone seems to have their financial life figured out. Your college friend just bought a house. Your coworker is posting vacation photos from Greece. Your cousin is talking about maxing out their retirement accounts. And you're sitting there thinking, am I behind? What should I even be focusing on right now? You've got some money in checking, maybe a little in savings, and you're contributing something to your 401k because HR told you to. But you have no idea if you're on track, what goals you should be hitting, or what actually matters versus what's just noise. Here's the truth. Most people waste years chasing the wrong financial goals that sound impressive, but don't actually move the needle on building wealth or security. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you the 5 money milestones that genuinely matter, the specific order you should pursue them in, and exactly why hitting these targets will transform your financial life, while skipping them will keep you stressed and broke. My name is Max, and I want to help you learn how to make your money work more for you in your life. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 most important financial milestones you need to achieve, complete with the exact numbers to target and a clear roadmap so you can stop guessing and start building real wealth with confidence. So let's get started, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Here's the thing. The internet is full of financial advice telling you to do everything at once. Save for retirement, build an emergency fund, pay off debt, invest in real estate, start a side hustle, save for your kids' college, buy life insurance, max out your HSA. The list is endless. And when you're trying to do everything simultaneously, you end up doing nothing effectively. You spread your money so thin across competing priorities that you make minimal progress on any of them, which kills motivation and keeps you feeling like you're failing. According to research from the Financial Planning Association, 68% of Americans feel stressed about their finances, and the number one reason cited is not knowing what to prioritize. They're not broke, they just don't have a clear plan. What you need instead is a sequential roadmap, specific milestones in a specific order that build on each other. Each milestone you hit makes the next one easier and creates compound momentum toward financial freedom. That's exactly what these 5 milestones do. They're not arbitrary. They're not trendy. They're the foundation of every financially successful person's journey, whether they realize it or not. Milestone 1, build a $1,000 emergency fund. Okay, the first milestone is simple but critical. Save $1,000 in a dedicated emergency fund. Not $100, not $500, exactly $1,000. And it needs to be in a separate savings account that you don't touch except for actual emergencies. Now, you might be thinking, $1,000 isn't enough to handle most emergencies. What if my car needs a $2,500 repair? You're right. $1,000 won't cover every possible emergency. But here's what most people don't realize. The purpose of this first $1,000 isn't to handle catastrophic emergencies. It's to break the cycle of going into debt for small to medium unexpected expenses. According to data from Bankrate, 57% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. That means when their car needs a $600 repair or they have an $800 medical bill, they're putting it on a credit card at 22% interest. This creates a debt spiral that's incredibly hard to escape. The $1,000 emergency fund stops that cycle. It handles the vast majority of common emergencies, minor car repairs, urgent home fixes, small medical bills, appliance replacements. It keeps you from going into debt, which is absolutely essential before you can focus on bigger financial goals. How to hit this milestone. Set up automatic transfers of $100 to $200 per month to a separate high-yield savings account. Cut discretionary spending temporarily. Sell stuff you don't need. Pick up extra hours or side gigs. Do whatever it takes to get to $1,000 within 3 to 6 months maximum. This milestone proves to yourself that you can save money, builds the habit, and gives you enough breathing room to tackle the next milestone without constant financial panic. Milestone 2, eliminate all high-interest debt. The second milestone is eliminating all high-interest debt, specifically credit cards, payday loans, personal loans, and anything else charging you over 10% interest. Here's why this comes second. After your initial emergency fund, if you're carrying $8,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest, That debt is costing you $1,920 per year just in interest. That's $160 per month that's evaporating into the bank's pocket instead of building your wealth. Look, you cannot build wealth while you're paying 24% interest on debt. It's mathematically impossible. The debt is destroying your money faster than you can save it. According to the Federal Reserve, the average American with credit card debt carries approximately $6,200 in balances. At typical interest rates of 20 to 24%, that debt costs between $1,240 and $1,488 per year in interest alone over 10 years. That's $12,400 to $14,880 paid just in interest on a $6,200 balance, assuming you're making minimum payments. And this is where it gets really interesting. Once you eliminate that debt, you free up hundreds of dollars per month that was going to debt payments. That money can now be redirected to building wealth instead of paying interest. How to hit this milestone? Use the avalanche method. List all debts by interest rate and attack the highest rate first while making minimums on everything else. Cut expenses aggressively. Increase income through side work. Throw every extra dollar at the debt until it's gone. For most people with $5,000 to $10,000 in high interest debt, this takes 12 to 24 months of focused intensity. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it requires sacrifice. But eliminating this debt is one of the highest return investments you'll ever make because you're saving yourself 20% plus in interest. Now you're probably wondering, should I pay off debt before building my full emergency fund? Yes, with one exception. Keep that $1,000 starter emergency fund in place so you don't add new debt when small emergencies happen. But beyond that $1,000, every extra dollar should attack high interest debt until it's completely gone. Milestone 3. Build a full 3 to 6 month emergency fund. The third milestone is building a fully funded emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This is different from the $1,000 starter fund. This is real financial security. This is the buffer that allows you to handle major emergencies, job loss, serious medical issues, major home or car repairs, without destroying your finances. To calculate your target, add up your essential monthly expenses, rent or mortgage, utilities, food, insurance, minimum debt payments, if you have any remaining low-interest debt like student loans or a mortgage, and transportation. Let's say that's $3,500 per month. 3 months is $10,500. 6 months is $21,000. According to research from the J.P. Morgan Chase Institute, the typical family can handle about 1 month of income disruption before facing financial hardship. That means most people are living on the edge. A fully funded emergency fund gives you resilience that the majority of Americans don't have. Additionally, this milestone changes your psychology. When you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, you stop making fear-based decisions. You can leave a toxic job. You can negotiate harder for raises because you're not desperate. You can take calculated risks on career moves or business opportunities. How to hit this milestone? Once your high interest debt is gone, redirect those debt payments to building this fund. If you were paying $500 per month toward debt, now save $500 per month toward your emergency fund. At that rate, you'll hit a $10,500 fund, 3 months, in 21 months, or a $21,000 fund, 6 months, in 42 months. Is it a long timeline? Yes. But here's the key. Once you're at this milestone, you have genuine financial stability. You're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. You have options and margin in your life. Milestone 4. Invest 15% of your income for retirement. The fourth milestone is where you transition from defense to offense, consistently investing 15% of your gross income for retirement. Once you have your emergency fund fully funded and no high interest debt, it's time to start building serious wealth through compound growth in retirement accounts. Here's why 15% is the magic number. According to research from Fidelity Investments, saving 15% of your income consistently from age 25 to 67 will replace approximately 60 to 70% of your pre-retirement income when combined with Social Security. That's enough to maintain your lifestyle in retirement. But here's what most people don't realize. The earlier you start, the less you actually need to contribute overall because of compound interest. Let me show you the math. If you're 25 and start investing 15% of a $55,000 salary, $8,250 per year or $688 per month. And your income grows 3% annually. At an 8% average return, you'll have approximately $2.1 million at age 67. But if you wait until 35 to start that same 15% contribution, you'll only have about $1 million at 67. Waiting 10 years costs you $1.1 million because you lose a decade of compound growth. Seriously, this is why your 20s and 30s are so critical for retirement investing. Every year you delay costs you tens or hundreds of thousands in lost growth. How to hit this milestone. Max out any employer 401k match first. That's free money. Then increase contributions gradually. If you're at 3%, bump to 5%. 6 months later, bump to 7%. Keep increasing until you hit 15%. You can split this between 401k, Roth IRA, and taxable brokerage accounts depending on your situation. The key is automating it. Set up automatic contributions so the money comes out before you see it. Within a year, you won't even miss it because you've adjusted your lifestyle around it. Also, once you hit this milestone, you're officially building wealth. You're not just surviving, you're creating the future financial freedom that most people never achieve. Milestone 5. Achieve a net worth equal to 1x your annual income. The fifth and final milestone is achieving a net worth equal to at least 1 times your annual income. Net worth is simple. Everything you own, retirement accounts, savings, home equity, investments, cash, minus everything you owe, mortgage, student loans, car loans, any remaining debt. The result is your net worth. If you're making $75,000 per year, your goal is to reach a net worth of $75,000. If you're making $100,000, your goal is $100,000. According to data from Fidelity's retirement guidelines, by age 30, you should have 1 times your salary saved. By 40, it should be 3 times. By 50, 6 times. By 60, 8 times. And by retirement at 67, 10 times. But the first multiplier, 1 times by age 30, is the foundation. Once you hit it, you're on track. If you miss it, you're behind and need to catch up aggressively. Here's why this milestone matters. It's a comprehensive measure of your financial health. You can have a high income but negative net worth if you're drowning in debt, or you can have a modest income but strong net worth if you've lived below your means and invested wisely. Net worth is the ultimate scorecard. It tells you whether you're actually building wealth or just maintaining the illusion of success. How to hit this milestone. Track your net worth quarterly. List all assets, subtract all liabilities, and calculate the total. Then focus on the big levers. Increase your income, decrease your debt, and invest consistently. Every financial decision should be evaluated through the lens of, does this increase or decrease my net worth? Additionally, hitting 1 times your income and net worth creates massive psychological momentum. You've proven you can build wealth. You have a foundation. Now it's just a matter of repeating the process to hit 2 times, 3 times, and beyond. Okay, let's talk about why these milestones need to be pursued in this specific order, because I know some of you are thinking, why not invest for retirement before building a full emergency fund? Here's the thing. Financial stability is built in layers like a pyramid. You need a strong foundation before you add the next layer. If you invest aggressively for retirement but have no emergency fund, the first time your car breaks down, you're pulling money out of your 401k early, paying penalties and taxes, and destroying the compound growth you were trying to build. If you try to save a huge emergency fund while still carrying $15,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest, the debt is costing you more than your savings is earning. You're working against yourself. The order matters because each milestone eliminates a financial vulnerability before you move to the next level. By the time you're investing 15% for retirement, you have no high interest debt dragging you down and a fully funded emergency fund protecting you from setbacks. Now, your investments can grow uninterrupted. Now, you're probably wondering, how long does this take? It depends on your income, expenses, and current situation. But here's a realistic timeline for someone making $60,000 per year. Milestone 1, $1,000 emergency fund, 3 to 6 months. Milestone 2, eliminate high interest debt, 12 to 24 months. Milestone 3, 3 to 6 month emergency fund, 18 to 36 months. Milestone 4, 15% retirement contributions. Ongoing from this point. Milestone 5, net worth equals 1 times income. Typically achievable by age 30 to 35. Total time from 0 to hitting all 5 milestones. 4 to 7 years of focused effort. I know that feels like a long time, but here's what I want you to understand. You're going to experience the next 4 to 7 years of your life, whether you pursue these milestones or not. The question is whether you'll emerge from those years financially secure and building wealth, or still stressed and living paycheck to paycheck. Also, the process accelerates as you go. The first milestone takes intense effort and the second takes discipline and sacrifice. But by the time you hit milestone 3, you've built momentum, habits, and financial margin that make the remaining milestones feel almost automatic. Additionally, let's talk about what your life looks like once you've achieved all 5 milestones, because this is the payoff that makes the journey worth it. You have 0 high interest debt. You have 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings. You're investing 15% of your income for retirement. Your net worth equals or exceeds your annual income. You're financially stable, secure, and building wealth. At this point, you have options most people never have. You can pursue career opportunities based on passion instead of just salary. You can handle unexpected expenses without stress. You're on track for a comfortable retirement. You can start pursuing stretch goals, saving for a house down payment, investing in taxable accounts, starting a business, helping family. You've moved from financial survival to financial thriving, and that shift is permanent if you maintain the habits that got you here. Your action plan. All right, let's make this concrete with action steps you can implement this week. Action step 1. Calculate where you are right now on each milestone. How much is in your emergency fund? What high interest debt do you have? What percentage of income are you investing? What's your current net worth? Action step 2. Identify which milestone you're currently working on. Don't try to tackle all 5 at once. Focus on the next one in sequence. Action step 3. Set a specific target and deadline for your current milestone. I will save $1,000 in my emergency fund by May 1st by saving $250 per month. Make it specific and time-bound. Action step 4. Automate your progress. Set up automatic transfers, automatic debt payments, automatic retirement contributions, whatever your current milestone requires. Action step 5. Review progress monthly. On the 1st of every month, check your numbers. Seeing progress creates motivation to keep going. Now, I know you may be frustrated if you're 35 and haven't hit any of these milestones yet. You're looking at this list thinking, I should have started 10 years ago. Maybe, but you didn't. And dwelling on that won't change anything. What will change things is making the decision today to start pursuing these milestones in order, with intensity and focus. Your 45-year-old self will either thank you for starting now or regret that you kept putting it off. The choice is yours. Look, here's what I want you to take away from this video. Financial success isn't about doing 100 things okay. It's about doing 5 things really well in the right order with consistency over time. These 5 milestones aren't sexy. They're not trendy. Nobody's going to applaud you on social media for hitting them, but they're the difference between financial stress and financial freedom. They're the foundation every wealthy person has built, whether they articulate it this way or not. You can absolutely achieve all 5 of these milestones. It doesn't require exceptional income or lucky breaks. It requires clarity on what matters, discipline to pursue it, and consistency to see it through. The people who achieve financial freedom aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier. They just had a clear roadmap and they followed it. Now you have that roadmap too. If this video gave you clarity on exactly what financial goals you should be pursuing and in what order, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment and tell me, which milestone are you currently working on and what's your target date to hit it? And remember, financial freedom is built one milestone at a time. Start with the first one, then the next, then the next. Before you know it, you'll be living a financial life that most people only dream about. Now go take action.